Every once in a while, a game comes out that successfully portrays eldritch horrors and unimaginable terrors into cute and breedable anime girls. On my quest to find games catering to my increasingly degenerate and divergent tastes, I so happened to stumble upon a rather peculiar game, in which dragons, androids, spirit hunters, and Lovecraftian abominations are transformed into the sanity-destroying terrors known as women. If this character invokes lustful feelings, then congratulations, you might be a furry, because this is actually a 20-ton fire-breathing dragon. If you think this individual is charming, then you just fell in love with a skeleton, because this person is actually the manifestation of death itself. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to go on a journey. Hello everyone, RetroCon here. Today, we're going to be looking at Yog-Sothoth's Yard, a rather poorly translated game hailing from the magical lands of China, where you focus on managing a hotel while living together with 4 women and trying your best not to go insane. Yog-Sothoth's Yard is a surprisingly brutal game in which you become a business owner, suddenly forced to micromanage a completely rundown hotel just to earn enough income to keep cosplayers, Lovecraftian abominations, and, worst of all, corporations from destroying the world. Along the way, you'll be able to woo the various women you come to cohabitate the hotel with. You'll unravel the stories of Yevna, the dragon lady, Little Leaf, your bionic robot maid, Hao Lao Ling, the spirit hunter, and Tlipoka, the manifestation of death itself. You'll also run into various other interesting side characters, such as Hoshino, the catgirl trap. Unfortunately, your character was born in the TikTok era and only has enough of an attention span to perform 2 actions per day before his ADHD-riddled brain is pulled back into his very demure and very mindful trends. The actions you perform can be used to farm for resources, upgrade rooms in the hotel, maintain your budding polygamous relationships, unlock interesting cooking recipes, clean your hotel, or, a bit of a tangent, to butcher every tenant in your apartment for their belongings and souls. I'm not exaggerating, you can do that. You not only take their money and whatever items they were carrying, you also take their souls. Imagine for a second having your soul stripped from your body, only for someone to use it to install a new shelf on their kitchen wall. It would be very upsetting, but I digress. Along the way, you'll learn the art of alchemy. Alchemy allows you to create any material you so desire. It can be gold, rare minerals, powerful potions, and even frogs. Alchemy, of course, doesn't come for free, and it will cost you your sanity. And I don't mean the one in the game. Alchemy, to put it lightly, is needlessly convoluted and vague in its mechanics, and you will be fighting against its odds-based system. Fortunately for me, my gotcha-riddled brain has been trained to enjoy highly repetitive tasks in the quest to finally get that rare collectible to drop. Kill me. As the days progress and months pass by, you'll notice that real-world time has also passed. In-game, however, you'll encounter checkpoints in which your hotel will be raided. During these moments, critical plot lines progress, endings can be triggered, and most importantly, the carnival commences. When the hotel is raided, it can have its star rating increased. Upgrade your hotel from a dilapidated 1-star roach-infested shithole into a premium 5-star resort. Actually, you don't even have to stop there. Go 6-star, hell, go 7-star. By the time you're done with the game, your hotel will be so Lekellen as to induce madness. Carnivals, on the other hand, can best be described as auctions for the pretentious. There will be plenty of interesting characters, all anonymized through the masks they wear. You'll have a pompous lady who wears a bunny mask, a mysterious cat lady wearing a cat mask, and this guy who decided to use a mask of a biblically accurate angel. But while rich people playing dress up is bad enough, the real reason they're there is to bid for artifacts. These artifacts aren't just collectibles, these are items that can warp reality, destroy nations, and summon entities beyond comprehension. Cold hard cash is no good in this realm, and the only currency accepted is the white, viscous souls that you've no doubt been harvesting all game. It's no surprise that Yog-Sothoth's Yard is a visual novel style game. After all, most of us are able to absorb light into our retinas. We've all seen these types of games already and know what we're getting into, which is hopefully a good story with a cast of compelling Chinese-inspired characters. One weakness, however, would be in the music department. This entire 40-hour game has just one soundtrack for its main loop, and a rather limited soundtrack overall. Quite frankly, there are better uses for your ears. Fortunately, we live in an era where problems like these can be fixed rather easily. The game has various features that range from easy and relaxing to difficult and stressful. Allow me to explain some of the core gameplay mechanics to help you understand. The daily core loop of the game involves you choosing your daily tarot cards, trading in wood and rocks for the favor of Lovecraftian deities, performing alchemy, wondering why you're still playing this game, and ultimately choosing your 2 actions of the day. Some actions can only be performed depending on the time of day, but ultimately all actions are done in service of ensuring you meet the criteria to increase your star rating and progress the story at the monthly checkpoints. The star rating of a hotel determines the number of customers you receive, as well as their wealth, from poor people with not much to offer to affluent Patreons with valuable items to collect during the harvest. In order to increase your star rating, you must ensure several criteria are met at the end of each month. These include the total income made, the cleanliness of the hotel, the quantity and quality of your rooms, and your insight. Even in the spirit world, money is king. You must become the Donald Trump of China and use your yuan to enhance rooms, monopolize food markets, purchase real estate, and most importantly, bribe governmental officials to look the other way. Actually, I lied. You don't have to pay them. They do it for free. Cleanliness, another important metric, only matters for the end of month star rating. This means you can have piles of trash lined up on the hallways, roaches crawling on the ceiling, and dead bodies decomposing in your rooms. As long as you clean up the day before the inspection, no one will care. The quantity and quality of rooms will determine your building score. Simply upgrading your rooms will allow you to meet this metric. At certain points, you'll be able to unlock new floors, including an illusionary one that allows you to trick your customers into believing this cocoon is a luxurious room. Insight is the last measured metric, and is a score culminating from every discovery made in this game. These discoveries include everything from unique customers, materials, oracles discovered, and artifacts collected. This will be the most challenging score to keep up with as you progress through the game, as it will require meticulous planning of your finite actions from day one. Now, I did mention alchemy earlier, and now I'm going to share with you how it works. Alchemy sounds easy on paper. Combine ingredients of certain values to generate new materials with a value equal to the sum of the base ingredients. If we left it at that, it would be a trivial gimmick involving simple math. The developers had different plans, however. In an effort to make it more interesting, they said, "You know what would be really fun? If we threw in probability into the mix." And so, we ended up with this horrendous torture device. Here's what I mean. As the value of the items increases, so do the tiers in that value. Values from 1 to 9 only have one tier, while 10 to 29 have 2 tiers. At 30 and above, you'll have a total of 3 tiers: black, purple, and gold. The issue lies in the probabilities. While I didn't do an exact science, I would put it in the following ballpark. with blue items at 90%, purple at 9%, and gold at 1% or less. These probabilities mean you'll be spending a ridiculous amount of time grinding through the alchemy system to unlock those incredibly rare objects. The developers did add items that increase your odds of getting purple and gold items, but ultimately you'll be sitting around stockpiling a ton of said items, which is just as boring as it sounds. Moving on. As you progress through the story, you will be unlocking new activities to perform. You will learn the art of shadow cloning to be able to go on explorations. You will build an excavation robot to perform excavations. You'll also unlock a shop and restaurant to increase your income. Explorations are automatic missions in which you send your shadow clone to do the hard work of scavenging for food and wood in the forest at the dead of night. Excavations are just a glorified minesweeper from the olden era of Windows 2000. Successful excavations will net you rocks and alchemical ingredients. Restaurants allow you to sell meals prepared from the ingredients gathered on explorations. Don't be confused, however. It is not a restaurant sim. You can't even adjust prices or do anything besides choose which meals to sell. Lastly, the shop will allow you to use your yuan and later souls to purchase various goods ranging from food ingredients to oracle cards. You can also sell the goods that you've stolen from your customers. The cards provide buffs that stack and last for the duration of a month. These buffs range from completely trivial to essential and can increase your income, restore your sanity, and even increase the number of guests your hotel can house. At the end of each month, your oracle cards will be turned in for a supreme oracle card. These cards differ from regular cards in that they will last for the rest of the game and can be very handy. The last two things really worth mentioning are artifacts and the carnivals you go to get them. Artifacts provide permanent buffs to your run by harnessing the power of the outer gods themselves. They offer a wide variety of benefits, such as allowing you to slaughter your guests more efficiently, letting you purchase unique goods at the shop, and even give you the insane ability to add an extra shelf to your restaurant. Artifacts can be crafted in the alchemy system, but the majority of them will be sold at carnivals, which are just auction houses. You bid for items using your accumulated souls while doing your best not to bankrupt yourself. Ideally, you'll use a mix of oracle cards and souls to tilt auctions in your favor. While the story of the game might be a bit difficult to follow, the premise is not. We follow our protagonist, who is named I, and not the eyeball eye, but the letter I, which I'm not sure if it's a clever way to self-insert or some word lost in translation. Either way, on our journey to retrieve an inheritance from our dead professor, we are promptly killed by a would-be assassin. Or are we? Yes, actually, we are. Fortunately, we do not truly die due to us carrying an artifact known as the Philosopher's Stone. While this stone doesn't save our physical body from annihilation, it does save our soul. This allows the King of Spirits to give us a transient body, with the caveat being that it transforms into a cat during the night. Unfortunately, the delay produced by us dying causes us to lose a considerable chunk of our inheritance. The only items we are able to save is the land itself and a bionic android doll waifu who literally follows our every command. Our protagonist, on his quest to retrieve his lost inheritance, decides to open a hotel on his land, and so the story begins. Each character will have unique endings and multiple ones at that, and there will be plenty of captivating moments as you progress through the story. Just be ready to deal with a rough translation and grindy gameplay. In conclusion, Yog-Sothoth's Yard is an extremely bizarre experience. Watching a blimp shooting at Eldritch drakes was not on my checklist of things I thought would happen. Unfortunately, it turns into a slog after a few hours of playing the game, and probably would have been a better story if it was a book rather than a visual novel. This is because a lot of the actual Lovecraftian shenanigans require you to use your imagination to conjure. You'll get some visual references to it here and there. For example, in the oracle cards you'll see various mentions of these deities, but overall there's not much there. There are also some scattered moments of insanity throughout the game, but besides the ending, there wasn't ever much going on that made much sense or fit well into the Lovecraftian theme. The shoddy translation also doesn't help. It's not terrible, but it does occur enough that it tends to distract you from the experience. The trailers are pretty much misleading. I thought I was going to get an experience similar to Song of Saya. Maybe not a one-to-one where the women are all horrendous abominations behind the scenes, but I was expecting things to not appear as they were, with visual horror and mental insanity playing a hand. For the longest time I thought the whole hotel thing was just gonna be this kid waking up in a hospital, and that never happened, so meh. Overall, I give this game a score equal to the size of your harem over the number of hours I spent in this game just to write this review. You can trust me, I'm a video game reviewer. Anyways folks, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching and have a beautiful day.